make a dessert, a natural gluten-free, like a cobbler or a crumble or something. So I'll show you how I do that. Hey guys, so I'm going to make a really healthy apple crisp. And at Winco today I got this. It's an organic gluten-free granola. It's got almonds, oats, and flaxseed. It just looks really wonderful. I've got some farmstead honey. This is made at a place called 21 Acres. I also bought this here, and it's a rustic apple puree made with Honeycrisp apples, and it is sustainably grown, no sugar added, just apples. So I'm going to use it kind of as a sweetener. I bought these pears today. So it's going to be like a pear, apple, and nectarine crisp. And I always like to have a bowl to put all of my scrap in so I can keep my cutting board clear. So I'm just going to cut these in more of a chunk. Just start cutting and throwing them in the pie pan. Just so when I cook it, it's going to cook uniform. Everything will be in the right. Okay, so pears cut up, nectarine. This is a stone fruit, so I cut all the way around, and then I grab the two pieces and I twist. It comes right out. And then I take the other half, because this is a stiffer nectarine, and then I just break the piece apart. So there you go. And then cut these. So I've got quite a bit in there. And since I'm going to use this puree, I think I'm just going to do one apple. So just core that. Oh, and they look nice and sweet. It was interesting because when I went to the store, I was going to buy Honeycrisps, because when Honeycrisps are out, they are by far my favorite apple. But they were $4.08 a pound, and that wasn't even organic. I couldn't believe it. Oh, it's good. Very good. But that's a Fuji apple. I bet you the Honeycrisp would have been even better, but you never know. Fuji's always my go-to apple because I like a sweet, crisp apple. I don't like mushy apples. Okay, so that's perfect with just one apple. Here's what I got. So it's nice because look at the colors. You've got the nectarine, the pear, and the apple. So it's just a really neat, even the flesh is all a different color so it's a really pretty looking crisp. What I'm going to use is I've got this Watkins apple pie seasoning. I like it a lot, so I want to put a generous amount because I'm going to sweeten it up with the honey. And the nice thing about honey is that it doesn't go bad. So this is kind of crystallized. So I'm just going to take a spoonful. This honey is so good. It's like the best tasting honey ever. 10 seconds. So then stir it up really good. It's perfect. So now it's actually a thin honey. Oh, that's amazing. I'm going to take like a handful of this granola. You know, a cup. I'm going to pour some of the honey in there. About half of the honey goes in there, and the other half, so there's about a tablespoon in each. And then I'm going to pour this in, about a half cup, and I'm just going to mix it all up. Just get it all mixed in. Really simple, easy. And you can just use regular applesauce. You don't have to do anything special. Let's stir up the crisp part of it. And I'm just gonna lightly put that over the whole thing so that it covers as much as surface as possible. Just use your spoon to just make sure that it's evenly over. And you don't need that much. Okay, so that is a finished product, and I'm gonna bake it at 350. I'm gonna cover it because I don't want it, I want it to steam in there. And I actually am gonna put probably 2 tablespoons of water in there and just make it so that it has something to soak up. I'm gonna cover it with some foil, cook it for a half an hour at 350. I just took the tinfoil off of the crisp. It smells so wonderful. And I'm just gonna now cook it for probably it's been in 20 minutes. I'm gonna cook it for another 10 minutes without the tinfoil on and let it get all brown. Okay, so I just pulled it out and that is what it looks like. The apples and everything cooked through. It's got some sweetness, but it's not overly sweet. I think it's going to be really nice and flavorful. Okay, so here is our dessert. It looks really good. Still warm. And my concession is going to be, I had some of this from a party that we had. It's a whipped topping, just a little bit on top, not very much. Just instead of ice cream, we're just doing a little bit of that I had left over. So I think it'll be really nice because that's the only, other than a little bit of honey, that's going to be the only sweetener on there with the fruit. Okay. What do you think? How is it?
Good.
Pretty good.
It's not going to be overly sweet because
Yeah.
the only sweetener is that whipped cream.
And the granola's a little bit different.
Yeah, the granola is an organic. It doesn't have sweetener in it.
I'll give it a 3.
I'll give it